Treadmill versus outdoor running. Which one's better? Healthy lifestyle tips. The age-old fight between running on a treadmill versus outside hasn't yet gotten a conclusion yet. But we're about to end this feud once and for all with this video. One promises you stability and the other is a symbol of sustaining speed and performance. So which one? Let's find out. But to your clarification, we're not about to give a certificate of betterment to any of it. Rather, we will just make things clear for you to choose what suits your needs the best by making you understand the pros and cons that obviously each of these methods ever made in human history have had. Hey everyone, welcome to Healthy Lifestyle Tips, a perfect channel for a healthy lifestyle. If you'd like to support us, please like and then subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon if you won't miss a single update from us. So with that being said, let's discuss the most important thing. Is it easier to run on a treadmill? You shouldn't bother about it only if you're an athlete. Otherwise, well, clinically speaking, everything needs effort, and effort is based on not only your heart rate, but on a phenomenon known as perceived exertion. Perceived exertion simply means how hard you find a thing to be despite or whether or not your body agrees with it. For your better understanding, let's look at it this way. One fine sunny day, just by the thought of running up a hill, your body would feel tired. Even though probably you would be burning the same amount of calories with the same heartbeat rate while indoors. That's what perceiving means. This difference in calorie burning is not only due to variations in terrain, weather, and wind conditions, but also because the treadmill ultimately does a lot of work for you by propelling you forward. So in short, yes, you might find it easier. What is the second one? Well, obviously no weather or temperature constraints. No matter what you wear, bad weather would make it nothing more than harder for you to run. But with a treadmill, you can tackle it and the challenge that comes along with dehydration or heat exhaustion. You can also avoid the risk and discomfort of running on a slippery ice or snow. And yes, if you're running at home, you don't have to care less about what to wear and feel comfortable in your own skin, away from the other uncomfortable happenings. And to those who think that a treadmill is not a good fit for training yourself for a marathon or hills, sorry to say you're wrong. You can simulate race or hill conditions, and by having an advantage of being able to pre-test your gear, you always can avoid uncomfortable situations. If you think that's enough of bragging about a treadmill, then let me tell you that you should hold on a little more, as the list seems to be quite long. The next perk of running indoors is that you ought to maintain a consistent pace, which is not true while running outside. This is a golden tool, especially if you are receiving from an injury. These controls can also be used to make you push your limits. Now this is my favorite part. You can get on a treadmill whenever you want to. Is it midnight? No issues. I might just go and calm my urge to run right away. And no, you don't have to leave the world to run indoors. You can always choose to multitask. It is especially the best for ladies who want to lose excess post-pregnancy weight but can't get their toddlers out of sight. They might even listen to music, podcasts, watch TV, or even skim through their favorite book or magazine. And so can you. Also, as treadmills offer better shock absorption than pavements or roads, which mean less stress on your ankle and knees. And before you already order your own treadmill, let us tell you the downside of the same. Sadly, despite it all, you might still get hurt. While treadmills are considered the safer option by most users, the CPSC reports that there are more than 24,000 treadmill-related injuries in the US each year. These include sprains, falls, head injuries, and cardiovascular events in people who either ran too fast or pushed too hard. And obviously this figure for outdoors is much higher, yet you cannot ignore it. Secondly, the lack of downhill slope may make it tough for those who want to prepare for a race or tough terrain, which obviously would include downward slopes. And no, it's not only about it, you are also limited to one direction only. No turns. And finally, let's admit it, running alone can be boring, especially with the homely atmosphere of comfort. Definitely it can be your bae from a short-term rapid runs, yet not about the long one. With this, we leave it to you to decide for yourself about it. Yet before you decide, let us tell you the good and the bad for running outside too. Now first things first, it's inexpensive. Obviously you don't have to spend your month's salary on running outside, it's free. Not only that, this also gives you the freedom to run when out and traveling. This will also help you to explore the beauty of the new spaces you go to. Obviously don't forget to take a pre-planned route and the safety precautions. And also, unlike the treads, the real road makes you 100% ready for the road races. Depending on your race, train on a track, road, or trail, and you can closely mimic your final race conditions. You'll be able to adapt to changes in weather and know when to exert extra effort when faced with elevations or known obstacles. And come on, even if you're not preparing for a race, who doesn't like the fresh air rubbing your face? And it even is proved by researchers that just by being outside, an exercise gets more enjoyment. What might be more enjoyable is the newfound motivation. Just by aiming a block ahead of your goal, you might be motivated more as the visuals catch better when it comes to the human mind. You might run 5 minutes more, but admit it, what is more fun to think about? That you ran 5 minutes extra, or that you ran a visible extra mile? Yes, that self-gratification is needed in the long run. Lastly, and probably most importantly to a lot of people, it burns more calories. Thanks to wind restrictions outside, you have to work a little harder to keep up your pace, which means a greater calorie burn. And not to mention about the way back where you started from, even if you're not running. With this we come to another list, but this time it counts the cons of running outside. Starting from number 1, it has risk factors. According to research from the Universities of Applied Science in the Netherlands, knee injuries are by far the most common, followed by lower foot, leg, and ankle injuries, respectively. Throughout the course of an outdoor running route, you can experience difference in uneven terrain, potentially increasing your risk for injury. And as it is said, every free thing comes with a cost, and that cost out here is the uncertainty of the changing weather conditions. The sudden change in weather is not the only thing you have to look after. It is simply everything about it. If the weather is sunny, you need to check out the humidity and heat levels to avoid heat strokes and exhaustions. With this, it is undoubtedly a little dangerous as compared to the other option we discussed before. As if injuries weren't enough to harm us, that we also have to care about the falls, darkness, cars, cyclists, dogs, and other people. Probably after hearing all this, you're super confused about your final decision. Then let us just help you out with it. In case all you care about is checking off your fitness goals, then the treadmill will do enough for you. By keeping your MHR in check, you might appropriately push yourself for better. On the other hand, when training for a race event, you'll clearly benefit from running outside. According to experts, you shouldn't involve treads more than 40% for your cardio health. Well, it doesn't really matter as to where you choose to run. If you prefer running inside, you probably would commit to the routine better and vice versa. And you know what? You don't have to be so hard on yourself. You can always lace up and go out and ditch that treadmill for a beautiful weather run. Who told you that it has to be an either-or decision? You might fit both practices as per the ease of your schedule, and you would find yourself reaping better results. So what are you waiting for? Go and practice your decision, as we hope this video helped you in making one. Comment down below what you are onto, and if we were able to help you bust any myth. Anyway, which of the benefits did you already know? Tell us in the comments. And that's it for the day, guys. We'll see you in another one.